Welcome to the series of Bhagavad Gita chapters. Chapter 5 of the Bhagavad Gita is titled Karma Sanyasa Yoga, which translates to the Yoga of Renunciation. In Chapter 5, Krishna explains to Arjuna the concepts of Karma Yoga, the Yoga of Selfless Action, and Sanyasa, Renunciation. He teaches that both paths lead to spiritual realization, but Karma Yoga is superior because it integrates action with spiritual wisdom. Krishna emphasizes that true renunciation is not merely abstaining from physical actions, but involves detachment from the fruits of actions and the egoistic sense of doership. The chapter begins with Krishna explaining that both the path of renunciation, Sanyasa, and the path of selfless action, Karma Yoga, lead to liberation, but Karma Yoga is more practical for most people in the world. He elaborates on the nature of Karma Yoga, stating that performing one's duties without attachment to the results purifies the mind and leads to spiritual growth. Krishna describes the characteristics of a true karma yogi, who remains equanimous in success and failure, pleasure and pain, and is unaffected by external circumstances. Such a yogi performs actions as an offering to the divine, thereby transcending the bondage of karma. The chapter also discusses the importance of self-discipline, self-control, and moderation in all aspects of life. Krishna encourages Arjuna, and by extension, all seekers, to cultivate wisdom, detachment, and devotion to attain spiritual liberation. Chapter 5, verse 1, begins with Arjuna's inquiry about which path between renunciation, Sanyasa, and selfless action, Karma Yoga, is superior for spiritual attainment. Krishna responds by praising both paths but asserts that Karma Yoga, the yoga of selfless action performed without attachment to results, is superior due to its practicality and accessibility for most seekers. He encourages Arjuna to follow this path diligently to attain inner peace and ultimate liberation from the cycle of birth and death. Chapter 5, verse 2 continues with Krishna explaining that both the path of renunciation, Sanyasa, and the path of selfless action, Karma Yoga, lead to spiritual liberation. However, Krishna emphasizes that Karma Yoga, the path of selfless action performed with detachment from the results, is superior and more accessible for most individuals in the world. He encourages Arjuna to follow this path to attain peace and spiritual fulfillment. Chapter 5, verse 3, emphasizes that the path of selfless action, Karma Yoga, is superior because it allows one to attain both the benefits of action and spiritual liberation. Krishna explains that those who renounce the fruits of their actions and perform their duties as offerings to the divine are liberated from the bondage of karma. This verse underscores the importance of performing actions with a selfless attitude and surrendering the results to achieve inner peace and spiritual growth. Chapter 5, verse 4, elaborates on the essence of Karma Yoga, the path of selfless action. Krishna explains that those who are able to renounce attachment to the results of their actions are truly wise. They remain unaffected by dualities such as success and failure, pleasure and pain, and gain and loss. Such individuals, dedicated to selfless service and equipoise, are liberated from the cycle of birth and death and attain lasting peace and spiritual fulfillment. Chapter 5, verse 5, emphasizes the importance of performing one's duties with a sense of detachment and equanimity. Krishna explains that true renunciation is not about abstaining from physical actions, but about relinquishing attachment to the fruits of those actions. He encourages Arjuna to understand that renunciation of desires and egocentric actions leads to spiritual growth and liberation. This verse highlights the principle of performing actions selflessly, without expectation of personal gain to attain inner peace and spiritual wisdom. Chapter 5, verse 6, underscores the concept of yoga as the path to spiritual realization. Krishna explains that true yogis are those who renounce the fruits of their actions and perform their duties selflessly, dedicating their actions to the divine. Such individuals are free from egoistic attachments and achieve inner peace. This verse emphasizes the importance of practicing karma yoga with devotion and detachment, leading to spiritual liberation and union with the divine consciousness. Chapter 5, verse 7, elucidates on the state of those who have attained equanimity and spiritual wisdom through the practice of karma yoga. Krishna describes that they perceive the true essence of the self and remain undisturbed by dualities such as pleasure and pain, heat and cold, honor and dishonor. Such individuals are established in wisdom and see the divine presence in all beings, thereby transcending worldly attachments and achieving profound inner peace and contentment. Chapter 5, verse 8, continues to describe those who have attained spiritual wisdom through karma yoga. Krishna explains that such individuals see all beings with equal vision, recognizing the same divine essence in everyone. They remain unaffected by external circumstances and perceive the unity of all existence. Krishna emphasizes that those who attain this state of equanimity and spiritual insight are liberated from the cycle of birth and death, achieving ultimate peace and union with the divine consciousness. Chapter 5, verse 9, elaborates on the principle of offering actions to the divine. Krishna explains that those who dedicate their actions to the Supreme with devotion and detachment are freed from the bondage of karma. By surrendering the fruits of their actions to God and performing their duties as offerings, they attain inner purity and spiritual liberation. This verse underscores the significance of selfless service and devotion in achieving lasting peace and union with the divine consciousness. Chapter 5, verse 10 emphasizes the importance of dedicating all actions to the divine with sincerity and devotion. Krishna explains that those who offer their actions to the Supreme with unwavering faith and detachment are freed from the cycle of birth and death. Such individuals whose actions are performed as offerings attain spiritual liberation and eternal peace. This verse highlights the transformative power of selfless devotion and surrender in achieving union with the divine consciousness and transcending worldly attachments. Chapter 5, verse 11 discusses the means of achieving liberation through yoga. Krishna explains that through the practice of yoga, one can overcome the obstacles of material existence and attain divine consciousness. He emphasizes that those who are steadfast in their yoga practice and are dedicated to purifying their consciousness will attain the state of liberation. This verse underscores the transformative power of yoga in transcending worldly limitations and realizing the true nature of the self. Chapter 5, verse 12 emphasizes the importance of cultivating inner tranquility and self-mastery through yoga practice. Krishna explains that those who are adept in controlling their mind and senses and who remain undisturbed amidst life's dualities attain peace and stability. Such individuals who are steadfast in their spiritual practice experience inner joy and contentment. This verse highlights the significance of self-discipline and mental equanimity as essential qualities on the path to spiritual realization and liberation. Chapter 5, verse 13, elaborates on the state of those who have achieved spiritual wisdom and inner peace through the practice of yoga. Krishna describes that they perceive the imperishable presence of the Supreme within themselves and in all beings. They see beyond the superficial differences of body and mind and recognize the underlying unity of existence. This verse underscores the profound insight and spiritual awareness attained by those who are established in the higher consciousness of yoga. Chapter 5, verse 14, continues to describe the state of those who have attained spiritual realization through yoga. Krishna explains that those who experience union with the Supreme remain undisturbed by the dualities of pleasure and pain, heat and cold, honor and dishonor. They maintain equanimity in all situations, rooted in their profound awareness of the divine presence within themselves and in all beings. This verse emphasizes the state of inner peace and stability achieved by those established in spiritual union. Chapter 5, verse 15, elucidates on the tranquility experienced by those who have realized the Supreme through yoga. Krishna describes that for such individuals, the pleasures that arise from sensory perceptions are like the waters of a reservoir that remain undisturbed by the inflow of rivers. They are unaffected by external stimuli and remain rooted in their inner peace, established in the bliss of spiritual realization and contentment. This verse emphasizes the profound detachment and equanimity attained by those established in divine consciousness. Chapter 5, verse 16 emphasizes the state of contentment and joy experienced by those who have transcended dualities through yoga. Krishna explains that such individuals, who are free from desires and cravings, have already attained liberation. They find complete satisfaction within themselves and lack nothing, as they perceive the divine presence equally in all circumstances. This verse underscores the supreme fulfillment attained by those who have realized the ultimate truth and unity of existence through their spiritual practice. Chapter 5, verse 17, discusses the realization of the eternal truth by those who are established in divine consciousness. Krishna explains that such individuals see the Supreme Self in all beings and all beings within the Supreme Self. They perceive the unity and interconnectedness of all existence, transcending the limitations of individual identity and ego. This verse emphasizes the profound spiritual insight attained by those who have merged their consciousness with the divine and recognize the ultimate reality underlying all creation. Chapter 5, verse 18, concludes with Krishna explaining that those who see the unity of all existence in the Supreme Self and the Supreme Self in all beings attain the highest state of spiritual realization. They remain impartial and compassionate towards all beings, seeing beyond external differences. Such individuals, established in divine consciousness, experience liberation from the cycle of birth and death and attain ultimate peace and fulfillment in union with the Supreme. This verse underscores the profound wisdom and spiritual vision of those who have realized the oneness of existence. Chapter 5, verse 19, explains that those who are dedicated to the Supreme with unwavering faith and offer their actions as offerings to the divine attain liberation. Krishna emphasizes that such individuals, who have purified their consciousness and surrendered their egoistic desires, are liberated from the cycle of birth and death. This verse underscores the transformative power of devotion and selfless action in achieving spiritual liberation and union with the Supreme Consciousness. Chapter 5, verse 20, emphasizes that those who perform their duties selflessly, without attachment to the results, attain liberation. Krishna explains that such individuals, who dedicate their actions to the Supreme and renounce desires for personal gain, are freed from the bondage of karma. They attain inner purity and spiritual fulfillment, transcending the cycle of birth and death. This verse underscores the significance of performing actions with selflessness and devotion as a path to ultimate liberation and union with the divine consciousness. Chapter 5, verse 21 emphasizes the path of renunciation, Sanyasa, and the renunciation of the fruits of action. Krishna explains that those who renounce attachment to the fruits of their actions attain liberation. They are free from the cycle of birth and death and attain inner peace and contentment. This verse underscores the importance of detachment from desires and outcomes as a means to spiritual growth and ultimate liberation from worldly attachments. Chapter 5, verse 22, discusses the essence of true renunciation. Krishna explains that those who are free from attachment and fear, who are pure of heart, and who have mastered their mind and senses attain liberation. Such individuals, who renounce the egoistic sense of doership and act without attachment, achieve inner peace and spiritual fulfillment. This verse underscores the importance of inner purity, self-mastery, and detachment as essential qualities on the path to spiritual realization and liberation. Chapter 5, verse 23, elucidates on the state of those who are liberated through selfless action. Krishna explains that those who are free from desires and attachments, who have transcended dualities, and who are established in the self attain liberation. They are unaffected by external circumstances and experience supreme joy and contentment within themselves. This verse underscores the state of inner freedom and spiritual fulfillment achieved by those who have mastered their desires and realized their true self. Chapter 5, verse 24, emphasizes the importance of inner detachment and self-mastery in achieving spiritual liberation. Krishna explains that those who are inwardly satisfied and content within themselves, who find joy in the self, and who are free from cravings and dualities attain liberation. Such individuals, established in the self and detached from external desires, experience lasting peace and fulfillment. This verse underscores the significance of inner contentment and detachment as pathways to spiritual realization and ultimate liberation. Chapter 5, verse 25, continues to emphasize the state of those who have achieved spiritual liberation. Krishna explains that those who are detached from external pleasures, who find joy within themselves, and who are free from selfish desires, attain liberation. Such individuals who have transcended dualities and cravings experience inner peace and contentment. This verse underscores the importance of inner detachment and self-contentment as essential qualities on the path to spiritual realization and ultimate freedom from worldly attachments. Chapter 5, verse 26, discusses the state of those who have transcended worldly attachments through yoga. Krishna explains that those who are free from material desires, fear, and anger, who have subdued their mind and senses, and who are devoted to spiritual knowledge attain liberation. Such individuals who have attained self-mastery and inner peace are established in the supreme state of consciousness. This verse underscores the importance of cultivating inner discipline and spiritual knowledge to achieve ultimate liberation and union with the divine. Chapter 5, verse 27, explains the state of those who are free from egoism and possessiveness. Krishna describes that those who remain unattached to external possessions and who do not crave for worldly gains attain liberation. Such individuals, who have renounced the egoistic sense of ownership and are content within themselves, achieve inner peace and spiritual fulfillment. This verse underscores the importance of renunciation and detachment as pathways to spiritual realization and ultimate liberation from the cycle of birth and death. Chapter 5, verse 28, describes the state of those who are liberated from the dualities of pleasure and pain. Krishna explains that those who remain balanced amidst life's ups and downs, who are unmoved by external circumstances, and who are free from attachment attain liberation. Such individuals, who maintain equanimity and inner peace, transcend the dualities of worldly existence and experience spiritual freedom. This verse underscores the importance of cultivating detachment and equanimity as essential qualities on the path to spiritual realization and ultimate liberation. Chapter 5, verse 29, elaborates on the qualities of those who are devoted to the Supreme. Krishna explains that those who see the divine presence equally in all beings, who see everything in the Supreme, and who remain devoted to the welfare of all beings attain liberation. Such individuals who possess a universal perspective and selfless devotion transcend individual limitations and experience spiritual unity and fulfillment. This verse underscores the importance of devotion and compassion as pathways to spiritual realization and ultimate liberation. Overall, Chapter 5 of the Bhagavad Gita provides profound insights into the paths of action and renunciation, highlighting their complementarity and the transformative power of selfless action performed with spiritual awareness. It guides individuals on how to live a balanced life while striving for spiritual growth and ultimate liberation from the cycle of birth and death. Thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe my channel for more videos.